opposed to typing. You saw a really nice pair of jeans for $58.50, which was 35% off of the regular price. What was the regular price? All right, so the easy mistake that many people commit or make is to find 35% of $58.50, okay, and then deduct that number from $58.50 or add the number to $58.50, which is something you cannot do, right? So let me just emphasize this, because this is the most common mistake. Do not calculate, did you hear me? Do not calculate 35% of $58.50. In here, in this problem, this number, 35% of $58.50 is completely meaningless. Okay, why is it? Because this 35% is based on the regular price, okay? Whatever the regular price is, you took down 35%. So it's not the 35% of $58.50, all right? And when the reference number is wrong, then that number will be meaningless. 35% off is equivalent to 65%. So you're paying, so let me just say this in the correct way. 35% off means that you pay what? 65%, because the total is 100%. You pay 65% of the regular price. Okay, let's call that regular price P. Okay, so what we are saying is that 65% of P is $58.50. All right. In algebra, you would be writing something like this: 0.65, that's 65% of P, is equal to $58.50. Now, you don't need to really practice algebra. All you have to remember is, if you're looking for the original price or the reference number, then you would have to divide the part, which is $58.50, by the percentage. Okay, so this is what you have to do: $58.50 divided by 0.6, and I mean 0.65. And that is going to give you the answer to this question. Now, when you divide $58.50 by 0.65, you'll get 90. So the answer is $90. Right? So remember, $58.50 represents 65% of the regular price, which we do not know. So the appropriate question here is 65% of what number is $58.50? And the answer, anytime you're looking for a reference number, you always divide by the percentage to get that reference number or the base number. Okay, next, number 4. You have a cryptocurrency that lost its value by 60% one day, followed by 85% the next day. Again, do not do negative 60 plus 58 is 25% positive. Oh, great. I think you have increased your value over the 2-day period. You can't do that because, again, the percentages are not based on the correct numbers or the same number in this case. What you want to do is you want to start with some fixed number. And it doesn't really matter what the fixed number is. I like 100 because 100 means that $1 is 1%. You know, $100 is 100%. So that makes it simple. Now, you lost 60% of the value. So that means the first day, you lost $60. So 100 minus 60 is 40. So $40 is how much this cryptocurrency was worth after that first day. And then it gained 85%. 85% of what? That is the question. 85% of $40 is, of course, you do multiplication by 0.85, okay? And that's 34. So you gain $34. So 40 plus 34 is 74, okay? So this is the number of dollars that the cryptocurrency is worth after the second day. So compared to $100, you lost $26. Okay, did you follow this? Okay, so you started with $100. After you lost $60, it's worth $40. But then you gained 85% of $40, which was 34%. I mean, $34. So after the second day, it's back up a little bit. In fact, it's up to 74%, $74. But that's still $26 less than what you had before. And so the answer to this question here is you lost 26%. Now you started with 100 and you lost $26. So that is 26% loss. And it doesn't matter what number you start with. If you started with $1,000, then you would have lost $260, which is still 26% loss. Okay, so that's how it works. You have a 26% loss after the 2-day period. And you cannot get this number by any kind of addition or subtraction of these two numbers, 60 and 85. Okay, the only way to do this is really to follow the money, or follow the what happened to the values this way. Okay, all right, number 5, a banquet for 34 people would cost $1,600. If the per person price stays the same, how much would it cost if 44 people attended? So you can set up a proportion in a different way. I think the nice proportion here would be 16,000 to 34 people is what to 44 people? Okay, and the way to calculate this is, and I think you remember cross multiplication here. When you have set up a proportion in terms of two ratios or two fractions equal to each other, then you can do cross multiplication. So basically 34 times this question mark is equal to 1600 times 44. And so the question mark is going to be 1600 times 44 divided by 34. Now that's going to be a big number, okay? If you go ahead and practice this, if you calculate this, you will get 2070.59. And this will be the answer, $2,070.59. And that sort of makes sense because for 34 people, that was $1,600. So you would expect it will be like, 10 more people, probably close to 2,000 or a little more than 2,000, which is what you got. And that kind of an estimating or guesstimating is actually a pretty good way to check your answer. Okay, so at this point, if you get a number like $5 billion, you know that can't be right. And if you get an answer like 25 cents, that's also incorrect, right? Now, many people actually like to do this in a different way. 16 divided by 34. You know what that does? $1,600 divided by 34. It's a nice banquet, I guess, right? It turns out to be about 47.0588, blah, blah, blah. And that is the number of dollars per person, right? Well, I take it back. Maybe it's not quite a fancy banquet because a fancy banquet will be a lot more expensive than this. But what this is telling you is when you divide the total cost by the number of people, this is the price per person. So you can easily multiply this by 44 because now you're expecting 44 people at $47.05 or 6 cents per person. The reason I don't really like to do this is because this requires a careful, multiplication here. If you round too much here, okay, then when you multiply by 44, that rounding error could be significant. Okay, so if you're doing this multiplication, then try not to round in any intermediate stage. Just take all the digits you get and multiply that by 44, and that's going to give you the same number, $2,070.59. Okay, and so that is how much it would cost if you had 44 people coming. This is a very practical problem, right? You should be able to do this, and which is why I'm sure you will see that on your final exam. All right, number 6, what is